What's up guys, Match42 here, and welcome to this video. I don't really know how to start this off, to be honest, considering what I'm going to be talking about. So, don't mind me being awkward about this, because it's been something I've been wanting to do for the last, 4 years, but I never really had the courage to do it. Now, as you guys know, I did a series on my channel called Katawa Shoujo not too long ago. I think it was about 3 weeks ago it ended. I'm pretty sure it was about 3 weeks ago. When it ended, or at least a month ago, around then. But that game was basically about girls with medical disorders or problems. So there was Lily, who was blind, who I went after in the game. Then there was Rin, who had no arms, Emi, who had no legs, Shizune, who was deaf and mute. No, I'm sorry, she wasn't deaf, she was a mute. And then Hanako, who was burned in fire, so she had scars all over her body and stuff like that. And very, very large anxiety. But yeah, so as you guys know, I played that game on the channel for one reason and one reason only. Now, besides enjoying it, and me having played it in the past, I wanted to play it because I wanted to make a video eventually, finally talking about my medical disorder. It's not something I've ever done on the channel, to be honest. That's why I'm really weird talking about it. But I'll try and explain it the best ways that I can to you guys. Sorry about that quick cut there. My grandfather's nurse was leaving, so she wanted to let me know that she was heading out. But yeah, what the hell was I? Oh, talking about this thing that I have to talk about. It's not like I'm being forced or anything. I literally don't have to talk about this, but I'm choosing to do it. Mainly to kind of hopefully give people some other strengths about things. Because I know that for people with disorders, we kind of feel weird about it. I've grown to not be weird about it. It's just explaining it to people is a bit weird for me. And now I'm explaining it to the internet. Change. The motions are just continuing here. But yeah, so it's a bit weirder to explain it to the internet over a microphone than to explain it in person. Explaining in person is a bit easier, but when you're trying to explain it to a couple 100,000 people, it's a little different. So a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand, depending on how this video does, but we'll see. Don't really care about that, just gonna be explaining what this is. Okay, so I probably evaded the question long enough. What do I have? Right? That's the big question. What's wrong with this boy? Well, as you guys know, I already have anxiety. That's one thing that I think I've spoken about a bunch of times. I also have had depressions, which have been on and off. As of late, I've been really well, especially to a certain girl helping me out. So she's been helping me a good bunch. Driving me crazy, but she's been helping me out. And of course, I've got all my friends and stuff like that, too. So, been having a really good time as of late. Haven't been too stressed about much. Just about the YouTubes because of videos. But, other than that, here's an extra random medical fact. Doesn't really have to do with anything. But I only have a right kidney. In case you guys wanted to know that fact. Not because I, had to get my left one taken out or anything. I was just born without it. So, good luck. If you ever want to try and kidney shot me, you just have to remember which side it's on, and then you'll be good to go. But if you hit the wrong side, then you're screwed. But yeah, so the main medical thing that I have something called hemophilia. In case you guys never heard of it, it's basically a blood disorder, which means that my blood does not clot. Now I have hemophilia A. There's another version called hemophilia B, I'm pretty sure. That is the factor 9 is missing in your body. I'm missing factor 8. And I have the worst version of it, which is severe. Which means that that's mainly the worst part of it medically. So which means I get these things called the bleeds a lot more. And what bleeds are is basically eternal bleeding into joints or just random parts of my body. We also have these things called target joints, which is where a certain joint on your body is mainly getting hit with this. As you guys know, internal bleeding is basically just nonstop bleeding internally. So basically, for us, we don't stop bleeding. Now, eventually we do stop, but we take a lot longer. So, like, let's say you had a bloody nose, right? And it takes maybe like 5-10 minutes for that to stop. For us, it could take, I mean, the longest I've had was like almost an hour, but roughly like a half an hour, 45 minutes. So it's basically double the time of something normal. Like small cuts and stuff like that, those are fine, and it's not like I'm fragile either. I mean, I play sports, so I don't let my disorder stop me from doing what I want to do with my life. But I do have my problems every now and then. Now, my target joint are basically my ankles. In case you've ever heard me and Pat joking around with it, with my paper mache ankles, that's why. Because my ankles are my target joints where they get hit the most from this disorder. So usually that can cause me to not be able to walk on certain days, but luckily my disorder has been really well as of late. Haven't had any major bleeds, and I'm gonna call them bleeds just so in case you guys know that's just the internal bleeding, because I'm trying to make sure you guys technically try and understand this. And of course, if you guys have questions, you could always just leave them to me and I'll answer them to the best of my ability about this, because I'm sure some of you aren't going to be hemophilia A experts. Not expecting you guys to be. But yeah, so that's my target joint, which is my ankles. And usually with those, it could take like a couple of days to start walking around. Again, it's just a pain in the ass. But as of late, it's been really well. It hasn't been bothering me. I've been keeping up with my meds. Now you guys are probably wondering, like, how do you deal with this with medically? Well, medically, for some of you, it's going to be a squeamish answer, but for some of you, it's going to be like, okay, whatever. But I have to self-inject myself with a needle into my arm. It's a big setup. Maybe one day I'll do a video of it and show you guys exactly how it's done. I don't know how YouTube would feel about that. But basically, I take something called a butterfly needle. And in case you guys have never heard of butterfly needle, it's usually the ones that you guys get if you go for, like, blood work. Because I know usually people go for that a lot. So, just trying to think of that type of needle. Basically, it goes into my left arm, because that's usually the spot I do. And then I have to mix my meds into a little bottle, into a syringe, and then put that stuff into my body. In the past, when I was younger, I used to have to do it about 4 to 5 times a week. But as of late, we've had a new factor that came out that lasts a bit longer than what I previously used to take. So I went to infuse twice a week, which is on Wednesdays, which is today actually, and Sundays. Now, if I'm doing sports, like if I do baseball, that I have to infuse no matter what on the day of a game or practice. So usually when I was younger, when it was about 4 to 5 times a week, I was basically infusing like every day when it came to baseball. But, you know, I didn't let my disorder stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I mean, this year I'm just taking a break from baseball, but I hope to go back to it as soon as possible next year. Just because my life has been very chaotic this year, but in a good way. So I thought taking a break from it, especially since I'm working and trying to do the YouTubes and stuff like that, I thought that would be a smart idea to do instead of piling way too many things on top of each other. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I could really explain about this that doesn't go into crazy detail. I mean, like I stated, there's 2 different versions of the hemophilia. It's hemophilia A, which is what I got, and hemophilia B, and I think there's 2 different versions of it as well on top of that, which is the severe and I think moderate, I believe it's called. But I don't really remember that, to be honest. And in case you guys are wondering how you get this, it's just from birth. I've had this since I was born. Nothing crazy like that. Like, you know, nothing crazy from, like, an STD or, you know, something like that. But no, you get it from when you're born, so if you don't have it now, you're never going to get it. Basically, I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life. There's no cure or anything like that, and I highly doubt there will be. But they're kind of working on some new factors, which I'm hoping will be effective within the coming years. I know that they want to try and make one kind of like people with diabetes they have, where it's just like a little tiny shot. They're hoping to do that for us soon, which we'd have to put into, I think it was I'm trying to remember what she said. It was either stomach, leg, or shoulder. I'm pretty sure those were the spots where we're able to inject the medicine into. But there's another one they're working on, which is like a nasal spray, which would be goddamn amazing if that actually works and they're able to do that. because a nasal spray of that would be so much easier than having to stick myself twice a week, and looking like a heroin addict on my arm. So I'd prefer a nasal spray over having to stick myself for the rest of my life. But we'll see how life goes and see what medical advances they make. But yeah, also the image that you guys have seen probably throughout most of this video is a picture of me and Lily from Katawa Shoujo. So I know there's no gameplay or anything, but this is just me talking. That picture was made by Katie, or Charwiewie, as she goes by on Twitter. Make sure to check her out. She's a really amazing artist. I'm hoping to play a game with her soon so I can actually get to speak to her, which would be pretty sweet. But she's been busy, I've been busy, life's been busy, life is always busy, and, you know, you gotta make a deal with stuff. But she's a really amazing artist. She was really, really nice to make that for me. It's a really special picture. And, you know, I plan to do some more art commissions for her and stuff like that. So if you haven't heard of her, make sure to check her out. She does some amazing stuff over there on the Twitters and of her drawings. But, I mean, yeah, I don't really know where else to go with this video. I mean, I think I've explained enough of it. If you guys have any questions, you can let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer them. But yeah, I mean, the main reason why I wanted to do this video was to just, you know, talk about it. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Like I've stated, I've been wanting to do it for like 4 years, to be honest. So I'm sure to some of my friends that haven't heard about this will be very intrigued, but I hope they understand that me not telling them was a choice for me. Only a few people know about it. At least a couple of my online friends know about it. And IRL friends, a few know about it, but it's just something I don't like to physically talk about. I mean, I don't mind it, it's just, if I don't have to share it, I don't want to share it, you know? But with the online, I've been wanting to do it for a long time, to kind of break that shell and let people know more about my disorder, and know that people aren't alone in the world fighting with diseases and disorders like cancer and diabetes, sickle cell, stuff like that, you know? You're not the only one fighting. And hopefully this will help some people out. I don't know what the main attribute of this video would be to someone, but maybe it'll help them out, you know, talking about maybe their disorder or just chit-chatting with me in general. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes and see what you guys think down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, sorry, no gameplay in the background, but I just wanted you guys to kind of focus on my voice instead of gameplay. And yeah, just let me know, I guess, what you guys think down below. Yeah. I don't really know. I was nervous in the beginning, then I was fine talking about it, and now I'm nervous again. But yeah, I mean, you can share this video around if you want. Like I said, it's on the internet now, so do what you please. I'll probably be adding it into my little about tab that I'm a hemophiliac now. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say, but I hope you enjoyed, I guess. And enjoyed this medical video. If you guys ever want to know more, like I stated, make sure to let me know down below in the comments. I plan to do a charity event for hemophilia eventually in the near future. If I can, I have to talk to my doctors about it and find a way to get something set up. And then I also plan on doing a couple other charity events like I've stated, but life has been very busy and I haven't been able to kind of get that going. So we'll just see how life goes, alright? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm yawning. Alright. That means I'm tired. I gotta go to work soon. Damn it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. It means a lot to me. Make sure to check out Katie as well down below. And check out her arts and stuff. And yeah, just leave me some comments on what you think and stuff like that. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about this. And yeah, that's it for me. This is CrazyMitch42. Hope you guys enjoyed my little life explanation here. And I'll catch y'all later, alright? Bye-bye!